Among several New Jersey startup businesses based on recycling waste, there's one that would first recycle an idle building. A venture called Trenton Fuel Works has plans to transform an unused sewage facility on Duck Island into a biodiesel production plant. Science and technology correspondent Patrick Regan reports.
Like his work on nuclear fusion at the Princeton Plasma Physics Laboratory, Steve Paul's Trenton-based entrepreneurial project aims toward energy independence and reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. In contrast, though, it's a near-term prospect. The main greenhouse gas it targets isn't carbon dioxide, but methane produced by landfills, and it relies on a relatively simple kind of reactor.
The technology is is a version of really what goes on in your stomach every time you eat. Your stomach acid breaks down and prepares material for your digestive system. This is sort of like a big stomach on steroids, so to speak.
The raw material for this process would be food waste and other stuff that communities pay good money to transport and bury.
New Jersey's got a very large population, and normally waste disposal is considered to be a problem, but it's also a tremendous source of material if you know how to break it down and turn it into something else that's usable.
The product in this case would be diesel fuel from a local source available year-round.
We did a study recently of biomass that could be turned into biofuels, and 75% of it is solid waste, is trash.
Priscilla Hayes, director of the Solid Waste Resource Renewal Group at Rutgers, says other businesses are gearing up to produce compost and fertilizer.
What we're trying to do is create an entire industry based on trash, mostly food waste, but some other organics like horse manure is one of our personal favorites because we have a lot of it in the state. And what we're trying to do is create a local industry that moves capital within the state, creates jobs in the state, and keeps the waste out of the landfill.
Paul says this plant could process up to 300 tons of waste per day, using a little more than a third of the energy produced to power itself.
It will cost tens of millions of dollars to retool this plant, but the plant has got a lot of equipment that we can use. We're trying to recycle as much of the plant as we can. A lot of money was spent on this plant. A lot of taxpayers' money was spent on this plant, and we don't want to see it go to the wrecking ball.
Patrick Regan, NJN News, Trenton.